This is the high tension squat. It's a high tension squat because we are actively creating tension into the movement, and the tempo we use for the movement will also add more tension and intensity to the exercise. So if you're a beginner or it's the first time ever doing this, I would suggest to just using body weights or not adding any extra load. If you're somebody who wants to push yourself a bit more, you can add a dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever you like for this exercise. So to get into it, we're starting off in a regular squat stance, so feet about hip width, maybe a bit wider depending on your preference. Feet either pointed a bit forward or slightly outside or towards the corners of the room. From here, to add more tension into the squat, I want you to clasp your hands together so you can create more intensity to the movement. So here, locked in, and then as we go down, we're going down on a 5 count, nice and controlled. So here, I'm squatting down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hold the bottom of the squat for 1, 2 seconds, and then drive up for 2 seconds. So 1, 2, and that's 1 rep, and then you back down into it. There's no pause at the top of the rep. So as we squat, I also want you to concentrate on a few technique things that has to do with your knees and ankles. So as you squat down, I want you to avoid your knees going inside of your feet. I want them to keep over the top of the second and third toe on your foot. So going that way, directly over the top or middle of the feet, not going inside of the feet. Another cue for your feet here is trying to create a tripod with your foot. So we have 3 points of contact to focus on. You have the heel, the base underneath the big toe, the base underneath the pinky toe. Your goal is to evenly distribute your weight and the force across those 3 different points of contact. So you don't want to be too much on the big toe, too much on the pinky toe side, too much on the heel. Just create an even distribution that will help you create a solid foundation as you squat and avoid any knee or ankle issues as you squat. And the last thing here is I want you to create active tension into the squat, not only by clasping your hands together, but pulling yourself deeper into the position and then pushing yourself out of it actively. So that'll look like, or what you for you to imagine here, as you go down, I'm actively thinking about squeezing my quads and hip flexors to pull myself deeper into the squat. So I'm actively squeezing. I'm not just resting or going into the movement. I'm actively engaging my muscles and pull me into the deepest position possible. I'm going to the squat, 5 seconds, 1, 2, and I push out of it by pushing my feet into the ground, pushing through the floor, and pushing through my hamstrings and my hips as well. From here, and I'm just engaging, pushing through. So that's the high tension squat.